where are you now in the sort of the cycle?
I'm trying to break out of a cycle.
Okay.
And that's what we're trying to do with the whole band. Cycle, in a sense, I'm in the songwriting phase, but I always am, so it never stops, even when working on an album, recording an album, I'm already writing new songs. That's how I work, that's my way of escaping, so the grim real life, so
you're not a band, though, that sort of do that whole, right, we go and hang out for a month and write an album, and then you do it, and then you hang out for a month, so you're always kind of writing on the road, and... Checking the current status of all our CDs, I guess that we should. Okay.
I think that'd be the good, cool new idea. Hopefully we maybe make a proper album finally.
So
just go out in Jamaica somewhere and and just sort it out. Hang out with the locals and smoke our brains out.
Yeah, make it sort of a ragga album. Just why not? Well, I was going to say that's one of the things about you guys is that actually you're quite unpredictable when it comes to it. You never quite know. Each album's been sort of particularly different whilst remaining very him. What can we kind of expect? Have you had any sort of inspired moments or direction that we can expect in the next stuff?
Well, we haven't had really long talks with the band or anything like that, but I think I've talked to you about it already during download or something, about the main idea, clocking all songs, let's say, under 5 minutes and keeping it really straight to the point and direct and more punky in feel.
Okay.
So not so much maybe ear candy.
Okay.
So now I love overproduced albums. I love albums where there's a lot of shit going on and a lot of layers and all that. But that's one thing we've never tried out, having a bit more Kayuse album.
Okay.
A guitar and a bass, drums, a bit of keyboard here and there. It doesn't feel where the music needs a bit more of a gayer touch.
Yeah.
And then a few vocals here and just keeping it dry, simple, straight in your face, punky. When I say punky, I mean trying to
punk approach, not sounding like that.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to maybe the level of intensity being a bit more. It would have a bit more about Search and Destroy type Iggy Pop and the Stooges vibe.
Okay. So I mean, that's...
tension vibes, just keeping it a bit more aggressive and it's going to be wanky and melancholy and it's going to have all those hymn elements anyway. But it's just I love frameworks when it comes to music. I still do, and it's just an idea, where to go next from what we did with Venus Doom, which was in our career, it was a pretty foggy one.
Yeah.
There was a lot of weird shit going on in long songs and all that. So I was thinking of doing exactly the opposite with the next one.
Okay, and how about the sort of the remix angle? Because, like I say, the Uneasy Listening Volume 1 and 2 were awesome, and kind of I re-fell in love with him after, especially Volume 2. Is that something that's ongoing?
Well, let's say it's not a priority, but it would be more people like you. I'd definitely consider the fact of writing just one mediocre song and then remixing it to death.
12 times. How about collaborations? I know you've sort of you've had a couple, maybe just over there.
I've been in talks with certain people, but I did plenty of stuff that came out pretty close to each other. A couple of things, and then the Cradle of Filth's previous album.
Okay, yeah.
Not the latest one, so but that was about a year and a half ago, whatever. But there seems to be a lot of that stuff going on, and too much is too much.
Really? I mean, is it something that's just... I kind of like that, the sort of camaraderie of, bands hanging out, and I think people like it as well, because it breaks down the sort of the band as a whole, and you get the idea of, little mini supergroups that happen for a project and that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I kind of like the rap vibe of it all. But then again, all the musicians are fairly, especially rock and roll, you have to be a bit egocentric, and when you have a good idea, you'd rather save it for the band, for your main act, than spread it all around, I guess, a lot of times. And then, with projects, they are projects, which means side projects, which means that there's not a lot of time, to, say, promote it or tour with it or stuff like that. And you got to remember that, for a band like, let's say, it's just like him, we tour for about a year, we record about 6 months plus all the extras, talking to sweet people like you. That leaves, in let's say 2 years, we have about a month and a half off. So there's not a lot of time to do like proper side projects and tour with them and hang with them. I've been talking about doing something with Lee Dorian for a long time, for like 6 years, but it never just materialized because of time restraints.
And also, if you get a month off and he gets a month off and it doesn't coincide,
you never know. I'm planning on to fly over for the Rise of a Bash on the December 13th. So maybe I get Lee drunk enough and we go into like a folky album, something like that. You never know. Me playing the acoustic drums, the acoustic guitar, and then Lee just I don't know, just fucking doing his thing on top of it. You never know.
That's brilliant. Is that going to be like one of those kind of secret Trent Reznor projects that's really brilliant but never gets released?
No, it's going to be one of those really mediocre ones that definitely gets released and gets way too much press and destroys our career.
And then Aphex.
So we like to do things quite. We like to do things quite the opposite than Trent Reznor. but no plans. A lot of times side projects, they can be really reinvigorating things. You get away from your kind of everyday life and your everyday role in the band, your chosen band, and it does usually great things for the chemistry of your own band as well.
Yeah.
Since you've kind of like, grass is greener on the other side type of thing. You can hop over the fence and just fuck around for a bit, and there's always a nice set of warm manly arms waiting for you in the tour bus.
Yeah.
So we don't suffer infidelity as bad as normal heterosexual relationships.
Which is good.
I'm not quite sure about that, but it remains to be seen.
So, also tell us about any sort of touring plans. What's the kind of schedule, for what's happening at various times of the year next year? I mean, even vaguely.
Vaguely, the idea is that I write like fucking number one hit songs, like about 13 of them this year. Okay. And then we do a few gigs during the New Year's. We do this traditional Heldan festival thing here in Helsinki and other parts of Finland this year as well. And it's going to be our 10th year in a row. That happens on New Year's and the Eve. And then hopefully early next year we figure out about who's going to produce the next album, what we're going to do with it. Hopefully get into the studio, let's say March, April. Hopefully get it done by the festival season. Hopefully be able to play a festival too, and play a song or new song or two for the audience, and then just prepare for the release. So hopefully there's an album coming out, if not fall or autumn next year, then early 2010.
And how was your 2008?
My 2008, I can't remember. How's it been? It's been half of it was touring. So it's been sitting in a tour bus basically, reading a few books and it's terrible. Jet lags are terrible when you can't cure them with alcohol.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I remember sort of talking to you at Download, and it's great that you're doing things that are right for your body, but you were saying that it's kind of frustrating at the same time.
Oh yeah, very much so. So I'm more pissed off and more aggressive nowadays. There's no buffer in between me and the real world. So I'm the proper cunt I was supposed to be originally. So
you need to get that made up as a T-shirt that just says "proper cunt" on it.
Well, it's all the like northern evil is finally coming out. So hopefully that translates into the music as well, rather than just me looking stupid while walking in the dark Finnish snowy forest like how the Norwegians do their thing.
Okay.
It's not so cold yet that we should burn churches, but just making ourselves warm. I was thinking of the hobos in New York when you have your banisters. That's what we do in Scandinavia, but with churches. You got to keep yourself warm, and there haven't been any opportunities for at least me to get any proper relationship going on. So I feel extremely cold.
Well, as I remember you saying you wanted to sort of come and write the album, maybe lock yourself away in a castle up north somewhere. But of course, our church is made of stone.
You got to remember, I live in a tower.
You live in a tower?
Yeah, I live in a tower that was built 1846. So that's fairly close to being a castle.
That's awesome.
It's not like a massive one. It's got, what is it, 4 floors, and every floor is one tiny room. So it's not like a big, humongous Neverland Ranch type of thing. You know, I don't have any giraffes or anything like that yet. But
I can't imagine giraffes get on too well in Finland.
Oh, well, you never know. There's there's clothes for all kinds of dogs, for cold weather. So I guess that you could dress up as giraffe as well.
That's quite a polo neck.
No, I was thinking of more like stealing all the stage gear from Turisas. The loincloths and shit, Battle medal and welcome giraffe medal.
Battle medal giraffe, that's brilliant. Like carrying a chariot.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Ready to go one of those, like a what is it, horse-drawn hearse, but got like giraffe-drawn hearse. That'd be pretty good.
I'd like to arrive at work on your...
Well, you have to have dreams, man. You have to have dreams.
God, it sounds like a Pink Floyd album arriving outside your house. Just quickly, sort of finishing off as well. What are you most looking forward to doing in 2009?
Well, for the first time in ages, working on an album, being sober. So doing that and really, putting all my energy into it. We were already in talks with the label, me probably, or maybe. I'm pretty sure that I'll be moving for the duration of making the album. I'll move over to California to be close to the label and all the decisions we have to make concerning, video directors and stuff like that. Whereas during the last album or making the last album, I was spending more of my free time in pubs. I was thinking of just working a lot more this time around and seeing if it really affects the work, and if it affects the way it's perceived, the album and all that. I just want to make sure that everything can be as good as possible. Which said, it's kind of mission impossible since we're talking about a punky vibe. So I have to make sure that everything goes as beautifully wrong as it can.
Okay, I like that as well. Beautifully wrong. That's good.
I don't know, like Third Eye Blind or something like that.
Okay. Ville, that's
no, they're just wrong.
just wrong.
The end.